Okay, welcome everybody. It is the 16th of August of 2024, and it's a Friday night, and you're on Letso. It's a night out with the stars, and we're glad to see everybody here that we have. Tonight's topic is one that come off the top of my head. I don't know where it came from, but we went with it. It's is your vision clear? And I thought that kind of went right in line with what our CEO was talking about at 360, is your vision clear? And I got to tell you, I'll be honest with you, I have went through a lot of things in my lifetime, especially in the last few years. And I I joined Onpassive December 14th of 2020 because a lady asked me to look at it. And I've been in other businesses for many times. I started networking in 1980, the big A, and I still do it. Probably will always do it for the rest of my life. But she told me about Onpassive, and I promised her that I would look at it, so I did. And when I listened to the recording of Mr. Farah, it really piqued my interest. Uh, I got a chance to talk at him, and that really helped me decide. But I probably decided within the first hour after looking at a couple of things. The biggest thing that really intrigued me and made my mind up was watching Mike Ellis. I watched a couple of his videos, and it kind of sealed the deal for me. And when I listened to Mr. McFarland and I saw his vision and what he wanted to do in raising humanity and helping people and finding out things he does personally, like going to Costco, filling up grocery carts, feeding the homeless with him and his kids and his wife downtown Orlando. That really touched me because I have a soft spot for homeless people because they shouldn't be there, and it's our country's fault that we host that. Okay, instead of fixing the problem, we just move them around either to different parts of the city or other people's cities. So that's a problem that he wants to fix, and I think that it's going to be done. And it has been a wait, as everybody knows. There's people on here that have been joined 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. So it's been a long wait for a lot of people, and some people have lost their vision. Some people have lost their confidence, and to me that's understandable. I understand where they're coming from. You can't fault them for it, but I'm not the type of guy that gives up. You know, when we walk, when you first started walking, you stumbled, you fell. As you grew older, you learned to walk a little better. Okay. And even as an adult, I stumbled, and and I have to sometimes pick myself back up and get my attitude adjusted back to where it needs to be. And I put a lot of faith in my Lord for doing that. And it takes a lot of prayer. And I think it takes a lot of prayer for Ash and his family and what's going on, because they've run into some snags. Okay, they've had some hurdles bigger than any of us could probably ever imagine in our lives. I could never have what he's had because, you know, the $200 hurdle to me is a big issue. And even $100 hurdle to me is a big issue in my family when you live paycheck to paycheck. And we're all on Social Security and the small retirement that I get. So it gets very difficult. So you have to rely on people and different sources to make sure that you have a clear path to where your vision is going to go. But my vision is still with Onpassive. Even no matter what I hear, no matter what I watch or what I see, You know, it's kind of like everybody says, well, don't watch them or turn it off, don't listen to them. You know, I spent a lot of time in a courtroom, okay, testifying on arrest investigations that I've done. And if you're sitting in a jury pool and somebody plays something for you or shows you something, and the other attorney doesn't like it, strike that from the record, and a judge grants it. Well, guess what? It's already been said. Okay. You can't just, okay, I didn't hear him say that. Or I didn't see that happen. Okay. Once it gets in front of you, once it gets inside your head, as a human being, we try to get the concept of what somebody was thinking, I think, because when I hear something, my problem is everything that goes on in my life, I internalize, which is not good. Okay. I get stressed out. I get, you know, I, get, I basically make myself sick with anxiety and chest pains because when I hear something negative about something that I love and have a passion about, I internalize it and I let it fester inside of me. Okay. And I keep it inside of me. And I don't talk it out to people because I'm not that type of person. You know, there's one guy that I meet with that I worked with for many years, him and I are best friends, and we'll sit at over coffee and, you know, he'll pick my brain because he can see, man, you're straight, you know, you're stressing yourself. And I'll say, yeah, I am. So he'll eventually get it out of me and, you know, I'll feel better. So the point I'm trying to make is your vision clear? Do you know how to walk that road of where we're going and stay on path and see actually what we have at the end? That's our goal, not what's happening right now. Okay. Because we see it very clearly what's happening right now. We've seen what's happened in the past. Now we got to watch where we're going in the future. Okay. And make sure that we have okay, we have a good vision and our vision is clear on which way we're going to go. So to move on with that, I'll let somebody else talk about their vision and let's call on Robin if you can. Robin, will you start us off, please?
Hi, everybody. Good evening. It's wonderful to be with you. It's wonderful to see all of you looking so well, what you're doing. It has been a while, and I'm so grateful. I'm taking the moment this evening to say thank you to all of you. Many of you here on the screen this evening, and many who may be listening or may join us later, have been very, very kind, loving, supportive in what has happened to me this year. Beginning of January, literally after the new year, I was diagnosed with a very aggressive cancer, a melanoma cancer, and it floored me. It absolutely challenged every aspect of my belief system, my understanding of life, of what was going on, what I've been doing as well. I've never been afraid of cancer. I've known a lot of people who've had it. I've been able to help other people in their journeys through cancer. So for me, cancer was not a fearful situation. However, when the tables are turned and you get the various diagnoses and readings, as I did, and you're alone with a sister who loves me dearly, I'm going to try not to cry on this one because I'm saying thank you to all of you for your prayers, for your love, for your messages, for staying in touch with me, for your encouragement, for your support. And I've not been around nearly as much as I would have liked to have been. And I do know that many of you have had your own challenges and your own health issues, your own life issues, but you still found time to send encouraging messages to me and support to me, and including my sister in those messages. So I chose, having spoken to the oncologist, despite the diagnosis, as I say, of an aggressive melanoma, which they're not very positive about the outcomes and that sort of thing. I was given surgery and I was given chemo and radiation as the medical options, of course. After discussing with my sister, I decided not to follow that path. And I chose not to do it because the surgery was invasive in that it would be removing some lymph nodes. And because of the challenges that I have with codependent illnesses, I was concerned, and when I actually brought it up to the oncologist, they sort of agreed with me, but that it could help, it could further weaken my system. And so it would be very difficult to get any form of strength back to me to function even at this level, which has been challenging for the past years because of the accident and the complications and comorbidities, as they call them, that have affected me. So my decision was not to go the medical route. And I was very fortunate. I had support, as I say, from my sister, and we both held hands and shook like leaves day by day in the hopes that what we were doing and how the choice was being made, that everything would work out all right. So I went through a number of scans, I went through a number of blood tests, all of things showing that things were, they found more spots, they found more growths, they found more things happening. I learned of a test called a liquid biopsy through research that I was doing, and it was available in the States. I researched going to the States at an enormous expense and started pushing for questions and answers here in Canada. Well, I finally found that it was available here in Canada, out of pocket, not included in our medical government insurance and protection medically. And it is quite expensive. And of course, it's very expensive for people who don't have disposable income. And being on disability, I went through every channel I could possibly find to get support through the legal channels of government assistance and others. And none of it was forthcoming. So again, we had to wait, and that's been the story of my life for the last 20 years. I've become quite good at it, but it still doesn't take away some of the stress of having to wait all the time. I've said a few times on different webinars, it feels like I'm the donkey with the carrot attached to its head, dropping just out of nibbling shot. And that's what's been going on a lot recently. So my sister and I talked about things, and she decided that this test was more important than her savings, and took the money out, paid for the test. Now, we would think and hope that it would be a smooth run from there. Well, it wasn't. It turned out that they actually lost my original biopsy that was taken and stored. And something that should have taken 10 weeks ended up taking nearly 3 months to get to. The support team from the labs who were doing the biopsy was phenomenal. The support from the medical side of things was a little more complicated, and I could not get involved with that. But I was very fortunate that ultimately it did work out. And normally these tests now will take, first time run, will take between 10 and 12 weeks. Mine did not take that long, and I was very grateful for that. But a week ago today, I received a message that the test had actually been completed and was sent to my oncologist. And so, of course, I was very excited, expecting a phone call, expecting to be, relieved of this anxiety, this waiting time, and nothing happened. And so again, I had to follow up. It turned out the fax didn't get to the right destination, so-and-so didn't get it, back and forth, couldn't release the results to me. Finally, the results came through, and I am so grateful to say that the test itself was negative. Now, what does that mean? Because huge thank you, gratitude, appreciation. It means that there is no circulating tumor DNA in my blood system. And I am so incredibly grateful. And I know it was the prayers. I know it was the products that I was using. I know it was my belief. I know it was the adjustments I made to my lifestyle, and all combined. And you were part of the prayer groups that were sent around for me internationally. I'm so grateful. And I wanted to, and I'd asked Minu if I could come on this evening to say thank you to all of you. I am not putting a massive post out on Facebook. So with this result, I'm able to celebrate in the now for this moment. it does not mean, unfortunately, that I'm completely out of the woods. The doctor still wants another series of scans, and he wants another of these liquid biopsies. And he said he wanted this by to be done in October. When I explained to him that financial consideration was such that I would have to do it later than that, I didn't know when. Was that still all right? He sort of said yes, but he said they still needed to be done to be able to clear and to be able to say that things were, obviously off. I was no longer in danger. So I'm staying in the now. My other comorbidities, unfortunately, have not been healed by all of this at this point in time, but I am able to move forward without the fear. And I have to acknowledge that my diagnosis of cancer did turn to fear, but I have worked my way through it with prayers and with a lot of love and a lot of forgiveness for a lot of things in my life, and to people who've harmed me and who I blamed for a lot of things as well. One has to go through these steps. And I did it with other people. I helped them go through it, and I've done it myself, and it does make a difference. So I'm sorry to be a little bit long-winded, but I'm so grateful to all of you and to all those who may hear this, and to the groups. And, if you would like to put a little something in your group, because there are many on there who I know were part of the prayers, I will now ask Judy to put something in the prayer group as well. But I will not be putting a formal posting, and ask that you don't either into the Facebook or any of the other channel social media ways, if you don't mind. I will wait and do that once I get the final clearance from the oncologist. And that will be hopefully by the next first few months in 2025. So thank you for letting me speak about this. Thank you so much to all of you for your love, your support, as I say, your encouragement, your kindnesses to me and to my sister, and including us, and just touching base and just being there. I really, really am touched. And I sort of got through this without bursting into tears, and I'm just so grateful. Take care, everybody. I will try and stay on for a few more minutes. I'm not sure how long. I do get very tired, but this is now a combination of the other things that are happening. But I can take off now, and I can soar. The 20-year anniversary of the accident was July 31st. The surgery to fix and to address, no, it didn't fix, but to address and reset my heel was August 13th. And for the past 20 years, August 15th has always been the date where suddenly there's a huge lift of everything off my shoulders. And again, with this, where the cancer diagnosis and results were still waiting, it fell in with that date and time frame. So I'm extremely grateful, and I hope I'll be able to start coming out to more webinars and start getting back and interacting more with all of you and all my friends and founders around the world. Thank you, everybody.
Well, Robin, we thank you so much for sharing that with us. And we are so happy. You gave all of us happy tears. Wow, that was just awesome, great news. And thank you, Lord, for watching over you and putting his hands on you. We still pray for you, and I'm sure everyone here on the screen still prays for you, and we will continue to do it, and we'll never stop. So whenever we can do something for you, you know where to go. And that's to Onpassive. So
thank you, Ron.
thank your
Thank you,
sister.
everybody.
Thank you, Robin.
your
Thank you for
sister for
sharing your good news with us. That gives us some energy, and one day at a time, one step at a time.
give your
That means
sister a great big hug from all of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, wow. Let me compose myself a little bit here. Let's follow that up with Jeffrey. Jeffrey, can you open up?
Yeah, I can certainly open up, but you know what? God bless you, Robin. Thank you for sharing that. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. We want to open up with what, a clear vision? What? I can tell jokes. What would you like to do?
Is your vision clear? And I know it is.
Oh, okay. Now, when you put the title out here of a clear vision, is this a personal individual, or is this with some context with Onpassive? Where do you want to go with this? I mean, if it was up to me and I'm
whole,
talking about vision, I would
Yeah.
probably go back and talk a little bit about where we've been with Onpassive, where we are now with Onpassive, and where we
yes,
expect to be with Onpassive. And I think that
you're,
there are some leaders here that can chime in on that very subject with some good, worthwhile information, some
you're
insights
right on the
perhaps,
nose.
and give some guidance for that. So
Go ahead,
having said
Jeffrey, you're
that,
right on, you're on target.
wonderful. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Manu and Ron, thank you so much for, I mean, just for inviting me here. I was earlier doing some things, and Manu, I appreciate the reminder a little bit ago with that video. So um wow, where do you know
That Robin's story distracted you a little bit, right? It touched your heart. And we were talking about, Ron was saying how stress has been and life has been just going the other way. And then the subject, where are your vision? Earlier, we covered the stress management and mindset control. So you can start anywhere there. That's fine.
mindset and you know what, maybe what I'd like to do, if possible, since you've kind of given me a little leeway here, is just to uh we've just come through with Onpassive. You know that we've had this phenomenal leader with a phenomenal vision for the last going on 6 years or better, and we've just come through a rather turbulent period with a lot of things that have happened that nobody really expected or saw coming. Um, at some point last year, Mr. Mufara, I think, caught the realization that something was amiss within the company, and there were some things that happened that resulted in us losing one or more of the staff members. And then after that, he noticed a pattern, a trend, if you will, of just bad things happening. Spiteful or intentful, intent for just nefarious things within the company and personalities and things that went wrong. And we've been battling that ever since for the last year now, and we're finally at a point where we know what happened, we know why it happened, and we know how to fix it and where to go forward. And I think that that's probably a good place to talk here tonight is, what is it that we see? What can we be looking at in the future as far as Onpassive, and as far as where we're going to go individually within Onpassive as a conglomerate or whatever? Because we're also victims in this. It's not just corporate Onpassive or Mr. Mufar and his family. Every one of us have been caught unaware through this, in that we have also been victimized because the folks that have caused the damage within Onpassive have also taken a lot of our dreams and taken our hopes and put them on hold, or they've kind of smacked them around a bit and tried to disempower us and knock us down into dumb silence. And that's just not going to happen, thanks to Mr. Mufar. He's got a plan. He knows what's happening. I know in a few weeks, we'll probably see the OES pop back up. And when that happens, then we'll start having tools, resources, so that whoever's got a passion, if they want an outlet for that passion, we'll have a tool for that. And once that's up and running, we're also going to be getting some of the things on track that we were supposed to be getting on track. Mr. Mufar has indicated that we're actually going to go back to the way that we were when we were having all that fun, and there was so much more communication, and we had the webinars between the IT hubs. And I mean, a lot of things are changing, but those things are some of the things he wants to bring back and do business that way before it really got ugly. I like that, you know, I like the idea of bringing the OES back and having that communication center where we can go back and forth with Ash, and all of us can get good information, and you've got leaders with access, so that when Mr. Mufar comes out and says something, then there's folks that can disseminate that through all of these platforms, all of these webinars. After that, shortly after that, I hope, once we get the resources and the tools rolling again, and we'll get the payment processing going, you know, and then it's business as usual. And what we do is we go back and we now do what we should have been doing a year ago when we ran into all these problems. And every time we started something, every time we thought, wow, now it's going to happen, and you'd wait for it and it'd fizzle out because the money got stuck or incompetence reared its head, something happened, and Mr. Mufar would have to go back and check it out and say, all right, well, what happened this time? I mean, there was a lot of times we really thought things were past all that. So moving forward here in the next few weeks, we should be seeing the OBS. You know, shortly after that, we should see the payment processing. Shortly after that, Mr. Mufar is talking about taking a look at the entire structure of Onpassive and going into phase 2. And I'm excited about that. I'm telling you, I'm excited because we've been hearing about phase 2 for quite a while, and it's been it was put down or maybe it was back burnered because of all the challenges that we faced. And I'm telling you, these were not small challenges. These were challenges that would have taken any other company offline, off track, and out of sight. This is it'll all come out sooner or later, you know, but as we move forward, those are some of the things that I'm really looking forward to seeing. The OES, the payment processing, and launching into phase 2. And I'm going to leave it right there and ask some other leaders to jump in and kind of fill in the blanks, and we could probably get a good conversation going with this.
Right, wonderful. Thank you, Jeff. Yes, as they say, you cannot dim the light that shines from within, right? Any other company would fall and crumble, but not Onpassive, not Mr. Ash. With that being said, Dan, speaking to the topic, is your vision clear based on the, what Mr. Ash said on the last 360, that get ready for phase 2? We'd like to hear what you have to say. Thank you.
Well, it's kind of tough for me to say anything right now because of my prayers are really out for Robin, and I'm just I just praise the Lord that she had such a successful result. And I know it's not the end of the journey, but gosh, what a positive message that she got from her tests. And we're with you and we're praying for you every day, Robin. And thank you for your message tonight. And again, floored by that. It was very nice to hear that. As far as my vision being very clear, well, first of all, I go when I talk about a vision being clear, my vision is very clear personally with my faith is number one, my family is number two, and then of course I go to Onpassive and all the work that we've been doing over the years with Onpassive and our faith and trust in Ash Mufara, and I think that's the key here. You know, he's available, he's transparent, he's here every single week, and he's telling us the truth and the mistakes that have been made, and not only on his part, but on our part. And the founders have made mistakes. Everybody's made mistakes, and the privilege that we've had as founders is that we've seen Onpassive grow, and it's been an open book. Ash has opened everything up. The company, we've actually seen the company from start to finish, and everything that's been happening, all of the challenges, the 2 steps forward, maybe 1 step back, and it's always moving forward though. And the guy behind the helm is Ash Mufara, And that's who I believe in. That's who I have faith and trust in. And I just listen. The reason I do that is how transparent he is. I just listen to what he says. He admits, he's very transparent. He says, we admit we failed in some areas. But he also says, you put those things aside, and the fact that he's hired the wrong people on the team, and they lack character and integrity and talent, and their skill level wasn't recognized until too late, and the character and the vision of these people was lacking a little bit. Well, these are things that happen in any normal company. And these are things that are just more visible to us as founders and affiliates with Onpassive. And as a result, the timeline has been affected. But I am grateful at the fact that he did find out these things, and that we can move forward as Jeffrey was talking about, we can get back to basics, get back to the fundamentals, and really move forward in a well-structured way, and we will not have any regrets. I think it's going to be better than it ever could have been in the old format. So I'm excited about the fact that he's going to be able to give us more details next week, and he will. This is going to be an ongoing thing that he is going to. I think it's going to move a little quicker than we can imagine. I mean, we've waited and anticipated a lot of things, and sometimes they just didn't come through. But look at all the positives that have come through. Look at OConnect. Look at the quality of that product. Look at what it can do. We have a real product, and we say this all the time. We have a real product and a real company, and we have real people behind this. And it's just he has a team put together now that's going to make it even better. And so I'm thrilled. I'm excited about the future. And when he says, the more you know, the more you'll be pleased, I believe that with all my heart and soul. And I believe in Ash Bufara with all my heart and soul. And I believe in this journey. So that's my 2 cents worth. And I just say, everybody be positive. And know that, yeah, like he said, it's a hiccup, and it was a big hiccup. It was not fun, and it was not fun for all of us. But in the end, it was probably the best thing that could have happened to all of us. And through all the pain, we're going to be in great shape. I just know that. So there you go.
Thanks, Dan. That was great. It was great, and I agree with you. I think we're on the right path. Things are going to get nothing but better. And
That's right.
great news from Robin. So, how about Chris? You want to follow up?
No. Yeah, listen, Robin threw us a fastball there, and just when you think you got it bad, someone might be going through a lot worse. So I want to thank you, Robin, for sharing that. Normally I mess with Robin on a daily basis, but for this one, I've been nonstop praying for you since we found this news out, and all of you. So Robin, thank you for sharing that. Jeffrey and Dan, thanks for those excellent words. And I want to do a shout out tonight to someone who makes phenomenal posts every day, who picks other people up every day. Mr. James Yates, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I'm so happy to see you on a video. I've been waiting a very long time, and he knows I always say, when you coming? When you coming? But man, you're good looking. I don't know why you'd hide that good looking face, brother. It's nice to see you here, man. Whoo, it's nice to see new faces. Wow, listen, my vision is horrible right now. I can barely see any of you. I thought about it, listened to Jeffrey, listened to Dan, and really all I can say is my vision is exactly what Ash's vision is, and that's not butt kissing. His mentality about humanity, life, taking care of everyone is an amazing vision, because a lot of people, they don't think like that. And this is a weird thing I'm saying. I was getting out of the shower and I'm thinking about this topic, and my vision is really for Onpassive, through Onpassive, is just to eliminate all the hate in the world. I watched the news today for the first time, and I see nothing but, division and hate. And, you take this side or you take this side. What happened with everyone just being on the same side? Witnessing men and women, children being killed all over the world for words, which I actually talked to Robin a little bit about today. But when do we stop taking sides and hating? I mean, to me, a life is a life. I don't choose any side. I choose life. I think I've said that before. My vision is I see Onpassive changing all of that, not on day one, maybe day 10, because we have a lot of people in, and like I said, we're all over the world. We're in every country. There still are some countries that are very deep that never even heard about us. My vision is to touch all those people through all of you with Onpassive, with Ashmafar's vision. And it's one of the greatest visions I've heard in a long time. It absolutely sucks big watermelon right now that what's going on. We don't know all the details. I wish I could tell you what's going to happen, but I can tell you this, that because I don't know, but I can tell you this, that I believe in what he's saying. I believe when he says do it or die. I believe when he says this is my baby, this is my name, this is my reputation. And I don't know about you, but I think any one of us always fights for our reputations. I've seen things for the last 3.5 years say some pretty miserable things about Ash. I've seen people, including my friends, say some pretty miserable things to me. And I look at it as sometimes you got to go through the bad to get to the good. And I believe that with my whole heart. I don't think that there's anyone out there that's trying to do something like this. We're different from everything. As far as how Ash talks and what he says and what he goes through, I don't see a lot of people wanting to go through that. Most people would give up and quit. And that's my opinion. Everyone's got their own opinion. We all got opinions. And I don't really care for hateful visions. I believe in God with all my heart. You guys know that. I love to pray because it helps me through my day. It helped Robin from all of us praying. And a lot of you on here, Pat Parent, who fell ill or sick over the last 2 years. We've always come together and we've said some pretty nice things to the good guy upstairs about, help us out with this. And we've lost a few people in Onpassive, family members. They were ill. The good Lord took them home for a reason. I've always thought that. And I read something the other day that kind of blew me away. Is one of the questions were, why does God take the real good people away? And I think it was a gentleman answered because he doesn't want those really good people, I'm not saying you're bad people, to go through the sorrow of what we call life sometimes, and he wants to take them from it. I believe he is building an army up there with all of our relatives that have left us too soon or even a while ago. And the vision is opening my mind every single day to a lot of different things. Knowing that we can help people, knowing that we can help ourselves, knowing no matter what you're going through in your family, it will get better. I can promise you that. It might take a little longer on some things. Every one of us has experienced some kind of illness or death in our families. It's never fun, but I keep thinking, going back to what Ashmafarr has taught us, what he's taught us, what he's told us, what he's showed us. And I don't see anything wrong with that. And I don't know why other people do. But I stand behind him. And of course, I get ridiculed by my family, my friends, but it's the belief in me. and it's the belief in God that it's a better way, and it's going to teach the world a better way. Not just about business, but about humanity. Like I said, you got Israel and Palestine, you got Russia and Ukraine. Innocent people die every day. And I just want to stand in the middle and say, why do people got to keep dying because of some words or a piece of land? I truly believe that in the future, a lot of that stuff, we're always going to have evil, don't get me wrong. But I think it'll be a lot better off because the people that we have in Onpassive, the founders, the early birds, the Tweety birds, whatever you want to call them, okay, it's going to come together and realize we just got to stop hating and let's grow this world like it was meant to be and stand together. My vision is very clear of what he said. If you don't understand it, sit down and think about it, because I do every time he talks. And I completely understand what he's doing. I'm not saying what he's trying to do, what he's doing. And I think it's going to be a beautiful life. You could think about the wealth, the success. But me, myself, I try to think about everyone else that's not doing so well in this world and what we can actually do to help out. And with that, those funds that we've made so many different names calling, apples, pears, peaches, boots, whatever it is, we are going to do amazing things because one man had a vision and he gave it to us all, and we've stuck to it. We've stayed loyal to it. Not everybody, but hey, everyone's got a choice. It's called free will, and that's okay. And eventually they will see it. I promise you that. And everyone's going to flock back, and we are just going to change this world, like Ashmafar has said, and I believe him 100%. Ron and Minnow, thanks for having me. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks for sharing, buddy. And I agree. We stand by each other, and that's the way we get through things. Nobody wants to go it alone. So, how about Key? You want to say a few words, Key?
Thanks, Ron. Thanks, Manu. It's good to see everybody. Robin, wow. I hadn't talked to you in a while, and there's some awesome news you shared, and you've been in everybody's prayers. You've been in my prayers, and just thank you for sharing that. Yeah, vision. You're talking about vision, and being clear. Unfortunately, I always take my scenarios into an operating room or an ER or an ICU, or, well, when you've done something for 35 years, it's just kind of where you go. And I know how to prepare. I know what I need to do. Charge nurse says, hey, we got a gunshot patient coming in. We've got a pulse. They're not breathing. Well, okay. Where they shot, they're shot in the head or they're shot in the chest, or, I know what I need to do to prepare for what I need to do. I know what my role is. I know what my responsibilities are. And I know that there are people in that room that are depending on me to fulfill that role and those responsibilities. And if I don't, I expect somebody to call me out. And most of the time, if I screwed up, it'd be a doctor. Key, what the hell are you doing? I mean, it would be brought out. I have tried to put myself in Ash's shoes many times, and for the life of me, I just have to honestly say there's a lot about Ash I don't understand. And I guess it's because I'm putting him in the light of, you're going through literal hell. People are giving you shit constantly, sabotaging you and doing things. And why do you continue? And I just think the man's got a better heart than I do. And he's got a vision, and his vision is clear that he wants to help humanity and he wants to help his fellow man, which was my role in the ER, taken care of, regardless of what the person did, if it was an overdose or a heroin, fentanyl, whatever. You know, you're trying to help that person. And I think that's what Ash is trying to do. It's heartbreaking, the things that I have learned in the past few weeks of my little digging around, of the people that I thought had Ash's back that I seems to not so much. And I pray for him, pray for all of us, because what has happened not only happened to Ash, but like Jeffrey said, it happened to all of us, and our hopes and our dreams and our aspirations, regardless of what they are. I mean, mine's never been to go out and buy a bus or a big boat, or, I mean, that's not it. It's hearing story like what Robin's going through. She's got a big bill to have a test run, and can't afford to do it. Let's do it. Let's get it done and help somebody out. I am proud that I've gotten to know many of you here, and many that I've heard from in the last few weeks that I really didn't know how much of a relationship I had with them, but some people have reached out to me. It's been kind of a trying time, but I think all of us have stresses in our life: family stresses, health stresses, financial stresses, whatever stresses us out. When you go through tough times with people, you learn whose hand you can hold and who you're walking with. And I think if anything else we've learned is, regardless if we fight, get mad, whatever, you learn to trust people. And I think that's what we will become, and what we are, is to the end of all this. Ash will be successful. He'll share with us when he can. And I got a feeling that, don't get the popcorn. You might want to sit down and have a big bucket of ice and something to drink, because it may make you hot. But I have no idea what the dollar amount is. I can't imagine. I don't live in that world. I sent Marty a message about, what if we did this? And I don't know if that's the issue. I just don't know. But I'm there for him. I'm here for him. I'm here for anybody here. And I think we'll get this done together. And one thing I think our vision is clear, that the people on this screen, the people that listen to our voices, we have each other's back. And I think that's as important as anything. So God bless all of you, and I'm glad to be with you, and I call all of you friend. So
Thank you, T. We're with you, Bubba. We're right there with you, walking alongside. Let's go to Narelle. You want to say a few things, Narelle, and then we'll go on.
Absolutely. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Robin. Yeah, sending you much love. You're always in our prayers. Thank you so much for coming on to share with us. I think it's important that people hear your voice, people hear what you have been going through and are going through, just to the degree of where you want to share. So thank you so much. You are a blessing to so many. You are loved, and you are love. Yeah, so it's hard to continue on, but I'm listening to everybody and things are coming to me. I write them down. I think Chris does the same. They come to you and you write them down. One of the first things I want to say, and please don't take this wrongly, but what came to me is a Bible verse that says, "Let he who is without sin among you throw the first stone." Now, that to me means that how many of us sit there and think, oh, this should be done, or that should be done, or, everybody has an answer, and everybody's focus is on something different. The other thing that came to me is, what are you actually focused on? If you're focused on other people and running them down, or looking for the bad, looking for the something to run Ash down, or any one of the leaders, then your focus is very wrong. Focus on where you're going. focus on your goals, focus on what you should be doing. One of the things I think in life is that we learn this all the time. And going back to 360, and I spoke about this the other day, Ash said, you know, when we fall down, he said when we fail, but I like the word fall down, okay, because I don't think there is any failure in life. He said, we're coming then from a place of experience. Now, just remember, if you look back on your lives, the experiences that you've had. Now, I had a lot, okay, and I'm a bit of a slow learner, obviously, because I had them a few more times. Each time you have to look at where your focus is and what you've been through to be able to change the things that you need to change to make your life better. Now, loving yourself or going back to self, you know, coming from that place is not, as long as it's not ego and you're coming from a place of self-love, learning how to love yourself, because so many people have put you in boxes that you didn't belong in. So many people said that you were this or you were that, and it was negatives all your life. And you came through those and you stepped up, and every time you stepped forward, somebody knocked you down. You know, my heart goes out to Ash, because I too, even though not in the same situation, but have been knocked down so many times in my life, that those choices to get back up become stronger, because you have something to prove, not only to anybody else, but to yourself, that you can do this. You don't have to be sitting in the corner crying. You don't have to be, you know, saying, well, I can't do this, or why should I do this? Or, you know, I can't do this for everybody. I'll just do it for a few. No, you know, you get back up and you do it for you. You get back up and you keep your focus on what you have this desire to do in life. You know, my experiences in life have brought me through where I am today. Had I have lost focus, which I did many times, because somebody said, you're not good enough. Somebody said, you know, you can't do that. I came from really nothing, you know, poor family with no money. I came and I went through, left school like Marty DeGamo. I left in year 10 because school wasn't for me. I went out there into the world, but boy, what I was not ready. You know, I'm stubborn, as my mother had said many times. You think that you know better. But the best thing you can do in life is to listen. Listen to what people are sharing. Listen to those who've gone before you. That's where the strength lies. It doesn't mean you have to be like them or do what they're doing. But, you know, I've always said you learn a lot in life by listening. I do a lot of research. I do a lot of reading, you know, to improve myself, to understand more, you know, and understanding people is hard sometimes. Not all of us are going to get along. So love is the answer. If people could come back to that and stop living in fear, whether you're a believer in the dear Lord above or not, but stop living in fear. It's out there. It's projected upon us all the time in the media, social medias, and from people, and from some people in Onpassive, right? Stop it. Stop listening to them. You don't need to see their vision. You've got your own. Stick in your own lane. That's what we've been told the whole time. So I think that a lot of lives would be changed if we bring it back to love and care. And I know that my life has changed immensely by knowing each and every one of you, by being here, by listening, by taking a look at myself, by focusing back on my inner self and going, where do I want to be? Who do I want to be around? You know, and I just love Ash very much for his passion, for his love for each and every one of us. So thank you, Manu. Thank you, Ron, for allowing me to speak. Love you all.
It's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Right on, Miss Norrell.
Thank you.
Manu, let's hear what you have to say.
So at this stage of the game, we just have to stay focused, stay on the course, show resilience, show support, and get information from credible sources, and just uplift each other as our leaders have been doing. This is the best we can do in the meantime. And work on our self, right? Jeff, you covered that earlier. self-discipline, loving ourselves, loving everybody. And Nora, congratulations. I see a leap of exponential leap of your moral values, and you just glow and exude love. How can I top that, Ron? Thank you.
Thank you, Manu. Love you.
All right. Now I want to go to a guy that I've always put a lot of faith in, and he's shared a lot of things that has helped me continue, and he's got a heart of gold. So let me call on Mr. Martin or Marty DeGarmo.
Well, that didn't sound anything like me, so I wasn't paying attention. Narelle, you're so much smarter since you've been on Carnivore. I'm just kidding. I didn't mean that. No, thank you, Robin, what you said. I chat with Robin every day. She's one of my sisters from another mister. Beautiful lady. She inspires, very smart. I just love being around her and her sister. We became like family. Yeah, my vision was very clear 5 years ago, and it's even more so now. Stevie Wonder could see that something bad happened with the company with Misty Mufara. And I believe he's turned the other cheek more than once. In a company, you shouldn't take things like this personal. Sorry, I did. And I will, because he's not just a CEO. He's our family. He's the lead of the family, but he's our family. This is not a typical business. If it was typical, you wouldn't have people like me, you guys, Jeffrey, Dan Street, James, all of you here, Key, David, Ron, all of us. We were the ones our whole lives that, oh my gosh, he's a dreamer. She's a dreamer. She never goes what everybody else is going. That's who we are. And I believe that not knowing everything that's going on, I don't need to. I see enough. I've become very good friends with him. He's like family to me. And yes, I'm pissed because whatever happened, it happened to all of us. And it happened to someone like him who has decided to start a movement and build a system where all of us can be who we are 100%. A lot of us have grown more in 5 years than we have the first 55 on the planet because we got to be who we are. Onpassive didn't make us. It didn't make us. We are who we are, but it gave us the opportunity to be 100% of who we are. Feel comfortable about talking. Feel comfortable about expressing who you are. And that, my friends, is priceless. You can't put a number on that. Is it an ideology? Yes. If it wasn't, we would have been gone 1 year ago. Next month, we'd have been done. When the government came and did what they did, most companies that haven't really launched yet, adios, goodbye, see you later, they'd be gone and nobody would care because it's just another thing. This isn't a thing. This is something that the power of it is the movement, is the people. And Ash knows that. He made it that way. He empowered everyone. No business out there would take an average person, and I mean average, just everyday people, all around the world. I don't like to say third world countries, but anywhere on the planet, whether you're in a hut in Papua New Guinea or you're in a mansion in the United States, either way, take all of us and give the same opportunity to be empowered. We're going to empower people around the world, men, women, people that would never, ever have that opportunity, ever. It is almost magical. And because God ran this, by praying to God and taking his path, it made all the difference in the world. He told me doors would slam in his face, something big, something he thought would be fantastic for us. But he said, I drive forward. And when he drove forward, the next door was bigger and better than what the door that slammed in his face. Does he give up? No. Listen, one important thing everybody needs to know. When this gets on YouTube and other people watch it, no matter what happened, Ask Mupara is here. He's been on 360 every week. He's going nowhere. In fact, he's marching ahead. And I look at it like what the little bit I can do is be one of the soldiers in this drive to spread what he has to say. I don't have to say no more. I don't have to say no less. Just say what he said. I say it my way, and we all know that. Chris came on tonight. Before we came on, do you know what he told me? I really don't have anything to say. Well, we all know now Chris is a big fat liar, okay? He's a big fat liar. He always has something to say, and it comes from the heart. It comes from the heart. Jeffrey knows a little bit about everything. We know that. And when he talks, everybody's listening. Michael Williams, same thing. But all of you have become big speakers in your own right. I mean, I saw, in fact, I'm more towards the people than I am AI or IT. Because that's coming. I don't have any control. I don't care. We're going to have the best. I know. Because Ash is a stickler. He's not going to settle for second best. Never, never, ever. So I don't have to worry about that. But I always focus on the people, what they have. We've done this Shine the Light. And in the last 8 weeks, I knew people, but I realized I didn't really know them. And they said stuff on Shine the Light where I go, well, I had no idea. I had no idea. This was perfect, a perfect time. The site's down for right now. Things are being done. So make the best of it. And thank God we were guided to do Shine the Light. And I'm seeing more and more people. Now we're having people contact us I have never met. I never even heard their name before. Because every one of them, we say, if you're out there, you should not be alone in Onpassive. I don't care who you are. If some knucklehead brought you in, bypass him. Go to somebody plugged in. You don't owe anybody anything. This is about you. This is about every one of you. Ash is building this so you can be the superstar. Remember, Ash built a system that he would have built for himself and scaled it so all of us can be a superstar. Well, I don't know. I don't have any skills. You don't need skills. You need to push a couple buttons and copy and paste, and you are a marketing genius. And it sounds like the traffic that he has, it's going to be magical. So everybody needs to keep doing what they're doing, march forward. Listen, if this guy can walk through cow crap and get arrows and darts and guns shot at him, knocked down at the knees, kicked in the face, choked and punched, I can walk behind him, okay? How hard is that? But yeah, I took it personal. I take it personal when any one of you or anybody in Onpassive is treated badly. I don't like it. And I say something. But I think we have a force to be reckoned with, nothing like the world's ever seen. And remember, we haven't started yet. We look at what we have. This is nothing. Chapter 2 is going to blow our socks off. Chapter 2 is going to blow our socks off. And that's all I have.
That was great. Thank you, Marty. Well, I think we've had some good commentaries or whatever you want to call them, testimonies or people sharing tonight. I think it was great. If there's anybody that wants to say something or has something that they would like people to hear, go ahead and raise your hands, because we're not going to go through just everybody like we usually do, because usually everybody has about the same thing to say. So if you have something that you want people to hear, or if you need a shout out or the prayers or whatever, just raise your hands and we'll call on you. But I try to get called on some people that are, you want to say, in the know most of the time, to share what they could and if they would, and I think that's happened tonight. I think the biggest thing was Robin Noble.
Right.
Oh my God, I get choked up every time I think about what she said. So it is so awesome, the news that she shared with us. So
Yeah.
okay, Mama Do.
We also see Lori, you cannot raise your hand because you're a co-host. So you go after Nafisa. We have Mamadou and Nafisa. Thank you.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my beloved family. First of all, Queen Robin, oh my goodness, thank you very much for your sharing, and thanks to God Almighty for answering our prayers. Thank you very much. I know it will serve as a motivating factor to others to strengthen their belief that anything that you put God you put into God's hands, God will answer you. So thank you very much. And for Uncle Ron, the topic for tonight says, is your vision, well, take your head, let me see the title. Is your vision clear? Yes, my vision is my vision is clear since the day I became a founding member of this noble blessing. I hold on to that and I am on it. Unshakable, no change. How it was, so how it is, and so how it should be. So I don't have much to say. I just want to appeal to everybody to stick into your vision and hold on to it, because Mr. Ash is doing everything in his power to make sure our dreams are realized. Thank you very much. I am at work now. That's why my video sometimes is off. But
All right, thank you, Mama Do. Thank you very much.
you're
Go
welcome.
back to work. Don't forget to mute yourself. Okay, let's go to no, I'm gonna screw up his name.
Nafisa.
There you go. There you go.
Nafisa was in today with Red Redfern Shine the
That's
Light.
right. That's right. That's right.
Nafisa,
Hi.
can
Go
you hear
ahead.
us?
Hi, can you hear me? It's really, really late here in the UK, 3:30 a.m. And I am enjoying listening to you. I joined quite a long time ago and I was really blown away for everyone. I was just listening. I want to sleep, but I said, oh my God, keep listening. And I just come to this time. So I'm so grateful to listen to you, all of you. Is your goal clear or your vision is clear? Yes, 100%. When we are in Onpassive, we must come with a vision and mission, because Onpassive goal is clear and we have to have that mindset. My goal is clear. I've been sharing for quite long. My goal is just to share this opportunity over 1 million single mothers. That's my goal. And it was clear quite a long time. I've been sharing, if I share today with the Red. So I want to make sure that that space being filled before I go away with Onpassive help. So I'm really, really grateful And I want to make sure that's happen as long as it's Onpassive concern. So I'm so grateful. I don't want to waste anyone's time because I can't open the camera because it's really quite late here in the UK. So I'm grateful to listen to you, and I am
But
blessed.
also, you're not wasting anybody's time. We appreciate you. That's dedication. That's love that you stay up so late in the morning hours. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you.
We are so grateful. Thank you, Madam. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yes, thank you very much. Go ahead,
If that's
ma'am.
okay, Ron, we have Lori
Yeah.
goes and then William. Lori, go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You know, I, like I say, I've been in here for 3.5 years, going for 4 almost. And I have listened to Robin Noble since the beginning. And her voice has just, it overwhelms me, you know, when I hear her speak. And I'm so happy what I heard, what she said today. And I send many, many more prayers. And with Ash, it's, you know, he said do or die. And I know that that's my motto too. You know, it's I've nothing gonna sway me from Onpassive, you know, and I knew about, you know, all the other skedaddles beforehand, but you know, it didn't ever sway me either. But you know, I have a big struggle I've been going through. 50 years of quitting smoking and wanting to go the carnivore diet and you know, to help heal my body also. And I'm still going through the waves of emotion, and it's crazy, and it's a cold turkey. I'm not doing anything other than just stopping, and then not, you know, avoiding sugar. You know, I got the craving for that, but anyways, I'm fighting that, and I'm doing it, and I'm with you guys, and you guys are my support every day. And anyways, I just keep trucking along. And anyways, I ain't leaving anywheres here. So
Lori, I heard you had a visitor.
I did. I had Manu come visit. She didn't get to stay very long, but that's okay. I got a big hug out of that one. That's what mattered. So anyways, but I get to at least get to come and give you all hugs in the future too. But anyways,
Well, I'll do that one time.
more than once, right?
Yep.
Aren't we going to have a company picnic every year?
Big one.
Right. But anyways, I probably shouldn't even talk today because my head is not really, it's a dizzy head right now. I got 5, I think it's 5 days. I even lost count. So, but wow, it's a struggle. But you know, Chris, he quit, you know, what was that, a couple years ago? You stopped smoking too. Yeah. Anyways, and I said back then, I kept telling myself, I gotta stop, you know, but with situations and, you know, and I give myself excuses, you know, as to not to stop. But this time, you know, it's do or die. You know, you got to make a choice. And it's been do or die with Ash, and it's do or die with me as anything that I need to do. You know, that's you just got to make the choice and do it. But anyways, I ain't going anywhere. I'm here to stay.
All right. Glad to hear that.
And I send prayers to Robin, more prayers to her, and more prayers to Ash and his family and the tech teams that are getting all this fixed up. And you know, this is God's deal too, as far as I'm concerned. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
You know,
you.
it is hard, especially doing a cold turkey. I told the story here a week or so ago. I did that in 1985, and I got so sick, went into the hospital because you could actually smell the nicotine coming out of my pores. That's how much I'd smoked. And once I got through that, never again, never had
Well,
an
that's-
urge, can't stand the smell. You know, it's hard for me to ride in somebody's car that smokes in their car.
Mhm.
It makes me sick, but
How
good
long,
luck. Just keep it up.
how
It's
long
been
have you
a
been
roller
stopped?
coaster.
How long have you been stopped, Lori?
I think I'm on, it's a day 4 or 5. My hands really, really hurt. Oh my gosh.
Well, let me
Right
tell
up
you,
into
let me
my
tell you
elbows.
tell you something that you can expect, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna give you all a little respiratory lesson.
I was gonna call you.
You can call me anytime.
Okay.
You got in your respiratory tract, you have something called a mucociliary escalator. And if you think of a caterpillar and his legs doing this. So you smoked for how many years?
50 twice.
Okay. You have put that system to sleep. Nicotine puts the mucociliary escalator to sleep. It's going to wake up.
Yeah.
And when it wakes up, it's going to start doing this. And what it does, what its purpose is it brings things that shouldn't be in your airways and in your lungs out. So you can expect a cough, and you can expect to cough up some dark mucus, tar laced secretions. So anybody that goes through what nicotine does, that's it, and you can expect that. Ron, I have something else I'd like to share.
Go ahead right now, then we'll go to William. You're done, Lori?
I'm sorry, were you done, Lori?
Yeah, I'm done.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
I just want to share this with everybody because I think it's a tragedy. It's something that happened in my life 54 years ago, August 7th, 1970. And I'm sharing it because I didn't understand why it happened when it happened. I was with my brother, and my father was in Southeast Asia, in Thailand. I'm not sure if he was in Thailand or if he was in Korea, but he was over there for Vietnam. And he had sent some mini bikes back to the US mail to his 2 boys in 1970. And we put them together. I was 8, my brother was 11. And my mother took them down to the local Honda dealership, and they'd never seen them because, of course, they came from Japan. And they checked them out, make sure they were put together right, and got them running. Make a long story short, we started riding around the house, and the house went to the schoolyard, and the schoolyard went to the park, and the park went to across that another road. And anyway, my brother had a bad accident, and he hit a cable to his trachea, and it crushed his trach. And it was hot August day, and he ultimately succumbed to his injury. But many, many, many years later, I became a respiratory therapist. Now, did that have something to do with it? I don't know. But whatever challenges we're going through now, there's a reason we're going through them. And they're going to make us stronger. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. I reach back to that a lot of times for strength. And I just wanted to share that.
Understand that.
Well, they
Thank you,
did
Keith,
take
very
an
much.
X-ray. I went to the hospital, the emergency room, because I was having so much pain and stuff in my hands before I quit and stuff. And I was just nervous about what was going on here. I Googled it, what happens to your body after you quit smoking, and that's all I can do is Google, right? But anyways, it said the pain in my hands will go away. So I'm okay, I'm going with that. But anyways, but they took an X-ray of my lungs, and they was clear. I mean, I was breathing clear. I didn't have no rattle going on, but he says that there is scarring in there that, COPD type scarring or something. he said that will never go away. So anyways, but I'm on the mend and I'm going to stick to it, and I am not going back. You know, it's that doer. I've done
Or die.
things before, and I'm not going to go to those other drugs or those e-cigarettes or the gum or the
They're worse.
No, it's
E-
worse. It's
yeah.
just I'm gonna drop it. I'll get through this. And then, you know, I got you guys' support, and at least, you know, I come and I can smile and be happy, you know, and cry if I need to. Anyways, but
Yeah,
Here for you, girl.
Yep, I'm here.
sounds good. We're all here. We're all here. So,
Yep.
William, you have waited very patiently, sir. Go ahead.
Hello, Ron. Thank you. I just want to say on my vision, personally, is hope right now. And I can imagine what Robin is going through. But I can see her courage with hope. And Onpassive has given me lots of hope. If God is with you, who can be against you? And, can we relate that to Onpassive? I'm certainly a lot of people here is going that path. And can you imagine the neurologist, social worker came to me and they wanted to put me in a home. I think it was like you say a pandemic or something. Now I'm going out for a walk, and soon I'll be up dancing, and I'll walk and not faint, and I'll run and not go weary. That's my plan. Thank you.
Prayers are with you just to do just that, William. We will look forward to the day that you tell us that you accomplished it.
Thank you.
Yeah. All righty. I don't see any more hands.
No, but I would
s-
love to see what Marcian has to say. We cannot go through
Marcian?
webinar without Marcian's couple of words.
Marcia. Oh, there she is. Hey, Marcian. You snuck in here.
And then we go to Caroline. Go ahead, Marcian.
Thank you, Mino. I was listening from my phone driving. I just walked home and I put my computer on. But good evening, everyone. What a great story we hear from our sister Robin tonight. This is amazing. And this is all what we call family, because when you have a story and you have people to come and talk to, it makes it even more better. That's why we are not a business. We are a movement. We are a new family created around the globe. This is so amazing. Thank you, Robin, and we'll continue to pray for you and for all the people that are going through stuff. Or sickness or just laughing is still a problem that they are going through. God is going to heal them and see them through. So talking about the vision. How can I not stay on my vision or on the thing that brought me in the first day? Why am I in? That's my vision. The hope that I got from day one. That's the thing that I would never let this company down, or I'm not going anywhere, because I believe. And when you believe, you have faith on something. You know that that thing is going to work no matter how long it takes. That's what we call seeing beyond the things that we are not seeing physically on this world. We believe in God every day. We don't see him, but we know that there's a force somewhere that is going to heal us, that is going to give us what we want. And that's the same vision I have with Onpassive. I believe that Onpassive is going to save me. It's going to save me getting all the people around me, the people that I have bring the hope that I have and give to them. The people back home that are sleeping every day, they have to go through, cannot have any piece of bread to eat. The people that they don't have any drinking water, the people that cannot go to the hospital, the people that they cannot even go to school. I believe that Onpassive is that place that I am today for them. So that's my vision. And that vision was from day one. Nothing is going to change about it. I am going to stand there. I'm going to be there. And I know that nothing is going to change. That's the vision. That's the hope. That's the faith that all of us are in here for. Why am I going to change my vision? I don't see the reason why I'm going to change it. Do you know when you turn around every single day, the people that you look back and they are looking at you, they call you and they're telling you story and they're asking you because they believe that you are better off in the front, that you will help them. And you know that the only way helping them is counting on what Mr. Ash Mufara is bringing. How am I going to sit down and not taking this seriously? For the fact that I have all those people behind, that they are counting on me, I will not go to sleep a night without praying for Onpassive to become the story that we are going to take to help other people. I will not going to go a night without praying for our CEO, for God to give him the strength to do what he has said that he was going to do it for us. It's for us that he's doing it. It's not for him. If it's for him, I think he will have stopped it from now, because all the stone that have gone into his head, all the talk that he have here in his ear, all the heavy load that he have carried on his head, he stand and he get up and he said, okay, it's heavy, Lord, give me the strength, I'm going to carry it. Because when I turn around every morning, I see the population behind me, that they are waiting for me to become something. They are waiting for me to have something. They are waiting for me to get up from their bed. They are waiting for me to go to work. They are waiting for me to have a foot on the table. I'm not going to stop this. And like our CEO said, is do it or die. I am going to be with him. Nothing is going to change on my vision. And I believe that all of us are going to join hands on prayer and be behind him and work with him. We are all winners, because the winner is that person that get up and go until he came on his destination. It's not the person who arrived first. Every winner is the person have attained their destination, have walked onto the direction and get where they wanted to be. That's the winner. We are throwing in there and we are going to get in our destination. We are all winner. Thank you all. I am so happy to be here tonight. Thank you.
You are a beautiful, strong woman. We love having you here, and love to hear you. All right. I saw Marty start shaking a little while ago, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. Then I saw Caroline was here, so and I know she scares him. So, Caroline,
This
go
is
ahead.
true.
Go.
This is
Oh
true.
my gosh. Well, I just want to let y'all know I'm coming on a little bit late because I had family over here, and I am so sorry that I missed Robin Noble's message that she gave tonight. And I hope that this is, and I know that it's being recorded. I hope I can find it so that I can go back and listen to her message. But I wanted to tell Key that I really appreciate you sharing your heart, Key, because I had heard that story before, and when you hear it again, it just touches my heart to learn about our Onpassive family, about what they've gone through, and it just really touches my heart. So I appreciate that story, Key. Also, Lori, I used to smoke years and years and years ago, and I just want to give you a little bit of advice that I quit cold turkey. I was not a heavy smoker, but I quit cold turkey. But every time I had that desire to puff on a cigarette, I thought about Jesus Christ, and he took that desire away from me. So every time you have that desire, just think of Jesus Christ, and he'll take it away from you too. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to say is that I know that I'm supposed to be here for a reason, that we are all sitting here as a divine opportunity. We have been placed at this point, at such a time as this, to be part of this big, magnificent thing, that this journey that we've been on. And in fact, I've got the Holy Spirit all over me right now. I've got goosebumps all over me right now, because I know that I know. And so Ash Mufara, he is like Moses, he's leading us to the promised land. And I know that, you know, even though my family and my children, they think I'm crazy, and, you know, they've always thought I was crazy, but I cannot wait for the day and the time to come that in God's timing, not our timing, but in God's timing, when he gives Ashmafara the go ahead to let's open the floodgates, let's go, it's going to happen. But like I say, it's not in our timing, it's in God's timing. So anyway, I just appreciate y'all being part of this Onpassive family. I love each and every one of you. I cannot wait for the day that I know that God is going to make me be somebody. And that means that when the apples start falling, I cannot wait to start contributing to the charities and to the feeding the poor, drilling the wells, doing whatever we need to do in order to lift humanity. So that's all I've got tonight. And I just really appreciate each and every one of y'all.
That was great, Caroline. Thank you. And we're glad to see you here. Doesn't matter if you're late, like at least you came. We appreciate that. So I tell you, everybody, this is a booster shot for tonight for me. I needed this, and I needed to hear this from everyone on here. It's really got the blood flowing a little more, I guess you want to say. So thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. It's at 11 o'clock, and I think I'm going to have to say goodnight to everybody, but I want to shout out to A Night Out with the Stars, and that means all of you, because we're all stars, and you all are stars. And let's keep on moving forward and keep this movement going and put our faith and prayers in Mr. Ashmafara, his family, and the tech teams to get this thing rolling and get the iron out and get the wrinkles out. And let's get going. Let's dress up and go forward. So thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Minnow. I appreciate you. And we will see you next Friday night, same time, same place, same back channel. Don't forget trivia
Love you,
every night.
everybody. Thank you, Robin. Thank you so much for the inspirational share.